So, I have a video here that makes me kind of sad. And if you've read the title or this, you'll know exactly why. Apparently, Kathleen Kennedy will be working with Lucasfilms for 3 more years. Sadly. So, most people have figured out that Star Wars is not very much well liked anymore. At least not by its original fans, which I consider myself one of. Growing up, the original trilogy was basically my favorite thing to watch. Better than The Land Before Time, better than Hook, or I don't know. I didn't love Hook as a kid. Well, what's another one? Nightmare Before Christmas, better than that. Star Wars was the shit. Better than Lord of the Rings when those came out. Star Wars is the best. Still basically is. The original 3 movies are great. Then the prequels came out. And I was still young enough that I liked them. That I didn't like them as much. So I was like, kind of, I don't know. They're like, yeah, these are fine. Now the new ones have come out. And holy shit, what happened? I mean, I thought, it's not A New Hope. The Force Awakens, which is basically just A New Hope. The Force Awakens it was actually not that bad. I thought it was like okay. Like, alright, fine, whatever. Rogue One I thought was fine. I don't know. Some people really liked it. I was just like, yeah, it's a movie. And The Last Jedi, oh boy, that was a whole truck of fun. And it wasn't just that it was completely chock full of leftist ideology. It wasn't just that. It was also just that it was a shit movie. Like, just nothing made sense. It like, the lasers arcing through space, that alone is stupid. The idea of having a whole fleet of Star Destroyers slowly chase a ship that's running out of fuel for long enough that multiple people were able to fly, however far it was, to this stupid casino planet, which was literally there, shoehorned in, just to spew disgusting ideology all over everyone. What the fuck? That's so stupid. And then not even that. Oh man, I'm just remembering this horrible movie. I remember they were like escaping towards the like dust planet, and the fucking guy who wasn't even part of the resistance is the one who sells them out. What are you doing? Who made this? Who wrote this? Well, of course it was that idiot Rian Johnson who did a horrible job. Apparently when he was brought on to replace the guy who did the first one, he just completely rewrote the entire script, made it awful, or probably more awful to be fair. I mean, the first of the new Star Wars movies wasn't like terribly well written. It was just A New Hope, but worse. Yeah, this was rough though. This was really rough, and it was so bad that I did not go see Solo, and I think a lot of people did because of that. You can say, oh, it's because of market fatigue. No, I'm not going to the next Star Wars movie either. That's how you know. It'll have been an entire year since I've seen one, and I'm not going to go. You know what I'm going to do instead? And this is what you should do too. I'm just going to stay home and watch the original trilogy. That way we'll be fucking disappointed. Anyway, so let's get through this stupid article, because fuck this woman. She's a terrible person as far as I can tell. And I say this only because I'm very biased and I love Star Wars and I wish it was good. Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy has extended her contract to remain in that position for another 3 years. When Disney acquired Lucasfilm back in 2012, George Lucas personally handpicked Kennedy as its successor. Well, we all know how excellent of decisions George Lucas has been making since his original first 2 trilogies that were incredible. We all know he's made some just fantastic decisions since then, so how could this have gone wrong? Trusting her to guide Star Wars and Indiana Jones franchises into a new era. Both of these have been awful reboots. Just horrible. Really terrible. It would fall upon Kennedy... Actually, I don't think the Indiana Jones is her fault. That was still George. It would fall upon Kennedy, a highly successful Hollywood producer for decades, to oversee an all-new slate of films in Lucasfilm as Lucasfilm ramped up production and planned annual releases beginning in 2015's The Force Awakens. Again, an okay film. Kennedy's tenure as Lucasfilm boss has been interesting, to say the least. Yeah, that's one way you could put it. There's no denying that Star Wars Renaissance as a whole has been successful, with the 4 films to date grossing more than $4 billion at the worldwide box office collectively. Well, we know that basically none of that was from Solo. And I don't actually know how well Last Jedi did. I think it did okay in theaters. People still went and saw it because it was still Star Wars, but I don't know, man. The next one's probably not going to have as many people. At the same time, Star Wars has gone on a roller coaster of late, with The Last Jedi continuing to divide the fan base and Solo becoming the property's first box office bomb. Kennedy came under heavy fire from viewers, some of whom voiced a desire to see her replaced. There may come a day when Kennedy is no longer calling the shots at Lucasfilms, but it won't be for another few years. THL reports Kennedy's contract has been extended through 2021. The news comes on the heels of Disney CEO Bob Iger stating there would be a slowdown in the Star Wars movie release date schedule following the premiere of next December's Episode 9. Despite recent events, Disney apparently remains confident Kennedy is the right fit for the job as the galaxy far, far away continues to expand. And here we have the two idiots themselves. Kathleen Kennedy and Ryan Johnson. You have two-handedly turned a generation of people who loved, and I do mean loved, in the actual meaning of that word, loved Star Wars, into people who will not see a Star Wars film until you are fired, ever. That's what they've done, these two people. I don't even know who the fuck this is. Probably some asshole. So, as alluded above, Star Wars has experienced plenty of ups and downs under Kennedy's watch. Lucasfilm's various director woes have been well documented by this point, with incidents ranging from Josh Trank's quick dismissal from a spin-off film to Phil Lord and Chris Miller's shocking firing from Solo in the middle of production. It's probably one of the reasons it didn't turn out so well. At the same time, it's hard to argue with the results. Watch me. The first 4 Star Wars movies in the Disney era have received widely positive reviews. Okay, well, we all know how biased reviewers are. There's a reason that no one gives a fuck what reviewers think. And the first 3 out of the gate were the highest-grossing films domestically in the respective years of release. Oh, that's pretty good. Yes, Solo's a bit of a misstep and forced Lucasfilms to reevaluate their game plan, but one commercial disappointment is not grounds for dismissal. In all likelihood, Episode 9, the final installment of the classic Skywalker saga, should be another massive box office smash, and then Lucasfilm has an exciting future to look forward to. I don't know that they do. If they don't change something, there are many people who will just not go see any of these films. I'm done with Star Wars until they're gone. I might pirate Episode 9. Maybe. But I'm not going to it in theaters. I've gone to every Star Wars movie. Well, I guess I didn't go to Rogue One in the theaters. Or Solo. But I've gone to... I went to all the prequels. I went to Force Awakens. And I went to The Last Jedi in theaters. I had intended to go to Episode 9 in theaters. I thought about going to Solo in theaters. Well, before I watched The Last Jedi. But I'm done with that. I'm not going to any more Star Wars films in theaters until they're done. I think there are plenty of people who agree. And if not, well, it's fine. I can save my money and you guys won't. No big deal. Ideally, Kennedy and her team will take the important lessons they've learned to heart when planning the next Star Wars phase. Ensuring projects like Ryan Johnson's new trilogy, I will definitely not be seeing that. David Benioff and D.B. Weiss film series and Jon Favreau's TV shows are all as successful as possible. Kennedy has demonstrated time and time again during her illustrious career she knows how to deliver a crowd-pleasing blockbuster. So as long as she plays her cards right, Star Wars will be in good shape. Some circles may be displeased by this development, but it isn't surprising she's sticking around. It's not surprising that she's sticking around. I'd hope they would get rid of her, but it's not surprising. As far as Hollywood is concerned, the people they like are the people they like. It doesn't really matter what the fans think. There seems to be an arrogance among Hollywood it doesn't matter what we put out, they'll come see it anyway. They're going to love us because we're just so amazing. But that's not really how it works. There's just so many options now. You could say there was a time where, TV and movies were basically the main forms of entertainment that people were going to spend their money on, so it didn't really need to be the best, and of course movies were much better in that era, so maybe they were really competing, but now, I mean, fuck, I can do whatever I want. There's so many different things I can do with my time. Why would I go to a Star Wars movie made by Rian Johnson? That's a fucking form of torture, okay? That's what that is. Why would I go see that? No, I don't want to. So, go away. Bring back real directors, and let's make some real movies that actual fans of the series will enjoy. It's very clear, especially from Rian Johnson's tweets, that they have basically no interest in the former Star Wars fans, and Kathleen Kennedy as well has. She basically gives zero fucks about the traditional fans who, I mean, come on, man. These guys, these are the guys who'll go to anything. Like, there have been some Star Trek movies that were real stinkers, and people went to them anyway because they were Star Trek. Star Wars has the same type of fanatics. But when you piss them off and you tell them that they're shit people and that they shouldn't watch the movies and they should just go away, they're gonna do that, okay? They're gonna do that and stop giving you their money. Like me. I'm not giving you my money anymore. I won't do it. You have to improve. You have to prove that it is worth me going and giving you my money and telling me that I'm a shit person because I'm a white male and because I like the old films is not going to get you to give me my money. Okay? So here's what you need to do, Star Wars people. You don't have to fire Kathleen Kennedy. What you do have to do is have her make a real effort to patch her relationship with the fans. Until you have a real relationship between her and the traditional fans of Star Wars, the ones who will spend their money going to every film, you will not have a successful Star Wars. That's my opinion. Now, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's enough new people who don't care enough about the old trilogy to sell movies to, and they just want to see nice explosions and, oh, cool, wow, that ship, like, cut those other ships in half with the warp drive. That makes total sense with Star Wars canon. Maybe there's enough of those people. I don't think you're going to have that, though. I think that what's going to happen is these Star Wars films are going to continue to struggle, and yeah, maybe Episode 9 will do alright, and the next one they make won't do quite as well, and the next one they make won't do quite as well, because once you've lost that consistent base of people who will see everything you go to, or everything you make, you lose a lot of income. I mean, there were people, I was one of them, who were perfectly willing to spend their money every year and go watch a Star Wars movie. I was excited, actually. I was like, okay, let's see what they can do. Now I'm just done. That's what's happened. And I say these two people are basically the reason, as far for me anyway. Rian Johnson because he made a terrible film, and also Rian Johnson because he's shit to fans, and Kathleen Kennedy mainly because she's shit to fans. So that was just a bit of a rant. This is more a way for me to vent some frustration about the Star Wars universe than anything else. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, I don't know, leave me a comment. If you didn't, and you think I'm an idiot, also leave me a comment. I will answer it for sure. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful life.